In the words of David Graeber, Clara walks to where she is actually intending to end up, rather than doing what is easier, following the footsteps of someone from a time before. She is truly her own person, and she holds eye contact better than most of my friends, which is good. Smiley face. While Graeber is correct in all of these things, Clara is so much more than walking straight and eye contact. She is intelligent and loving and always willing to participate. She's also one of the coolest kids that I know. Stylish, sweet, and a little weird. Clara is low-key my life goals, and I can't wait to hear her speech. So please give it up for Clara Avenel McDonald.
From the moment we are born, and then all throughout our lives, we are surrounded by stories. Over the course of human history, storytelling has remained a common thread that spans all nations, languages, and ages. From cave walls to keyboards, we as humans have been finding ways to tell stories and record them for almost as long as we have been speaking them. Ever since I was old enough to make my first attempt at putting words on paper, I've created magical worlds where I could do or be anything. Born from 1 part childish imagination and 2 parts dissatisfaction, these stories manifested themselves from a deep desire for escape. In fact, on my 10th birthday, these feelings culminated in my decision to finally take things to the next level. Let's set the scene. It's the night before my 10th birthday, and I'm excitedly running down my checklist one last time. Blue nightgown? Check. Stuffed St. Bernard? Check. 2 younger brothers? Open window? Check, check. Then came the letter. Dear Mom and Dad, tonight I'm leaving with Peter Pan to go to Neverland. Don't worry, I still love you. I will only be gone for a few days, so please postpone my party. Love, Clara. Needless to say, I woke up very disappointed and in my same bed that next morning. But I was faced with an even bigger problem than the existence of Neverland. Now I had to confront the fact that my only reality was the one I was currently living, that no matter the amounts of faith, trust, and pixie dust, I can never escape from who I was. Of course, it took me several more years to realize all that this lesson encompassed, and to some extent, I'm still learning. This past semester, we studied literature that examined the absurdism of human life. What I learned from these existential thinkers is that one should embrace the absurd condition of humankind while conversely continuing to explore and search for meaning. Once I realized that I can never truly disappear between the pages of my books, I was met with the challenge of finding meaning in my life. That is why I believe stories are so important, because they speak to the essence of what really matters. We are humans set aside as higher thinkers. We are dreamers. And within each of us is a tale, and with each of our tales lies the very soul of our collective humanity. But what we mustn't forget is that we are the ones writing our pages. We are the ones with the choice in how we see the world around us. We are the ones with the ability to choose the better story. Because the story of our life becomes our life. Because each of us tells the story, but none of us tells it the same way twice, and we all have a different way to say it. So if we dance and sing and play music and write, all in a vain attempt to express that thing inside us all that makes us so inexplicably human, then we must ask, what is the human experience after all? Finite, we exist on this earth in a constant state of present too quickly becoming what has passed. So often we choose to adopt a mindset that places happiness in the present tense, only to one day look up with eyes embedded in tired lines and realize we could have done something differently. It is all too easy to waste our time in search of greener grass, chasing promise and possibility, never accepting the fact that the grapes will always be just out of reach. But here's the secret. The grapes are sour if they even exist at all. Unknowingly, we have conditioned our eyes to only see what lacks in our reality, and as a response have put off living today so we can find an elusive tomorrow. Give a man a scene, and he will write a tragedy. I used to write myself into every world but my own, and I refuse to do that anymore. Instead, I used my passion for writing as a means of embracing the world. If the stories we tell ourselves shape our perspective, then my writing is the lens through which I see my present more clearly. Because one day my feet will no longer be able to run to greener grass, and when I look into the mirror, I want to see the lines by my eyes as all the years I spent laughing. To my inspiring class of 2016, although we are still too young to show the wrinkles, I can confidently say that we've spent the past 13 years laughing together. Sure, there were times we were quick to believe ourselves ready to skip a few pages and fast forward to these front pews, but now that we are here, it is easy to see how important each year was and how important each other is in making us all the people we are maturing to be. I truly believe that each of you possess great amounts of talent and potential. So as we step into these all too uncertain and exciting years, I challenge everyone to live a life in the present that needs no escape, a life worth writing about.